So look, after I got fired, my ex-boss came and was like, you really need a can. I knew what was coming. I knew a couple of days in advance. I'm not fucking stupid. I was like, I was gonna do this anyways. It just advanced the timeline for me a year, you know. And when it happened, I'm like, what did I gain from it? Dude, I have so many years of knowledge. They taught me how to run a business, right? Everything I've learned throughout the years, they give me a doctorate in fucking roofing.
Mike was just wearing his white t-shirt. He took off his hoodie, and he took off his t-shirt, and he's in his white t-shirt, and I have reason to believe that if he could go shirtless, he'd have gone shirtless. I was so tired that I laid down to relax. I let the dogs out. I chugged a bottle of water because I was dead from that flight. And I lay down. I woke up, guys, with my backpack still on and my shoes still on the couch at 7:30 in the morning. I straight slept from 8 o'clock at night till 7:30 in the morning. And here's the fucked up part of this whole story and the best part.
Oh, hey, oh. You are now tuned in to the best roofing podcast in the world. The Roof Trollz.
Roof Trollz, we're back. And I'm real excited for this episode in particular. Before we introduce our guests, I just want to say right now that to date, this should be one of the more aggressive episodes that we've ever had on Roof Trollz, and I'm fucking pumped for it. So, got my co-host over here, my little buddy Angelo Saya. No, I really like Angelo too. I really do.
I like you too, buddy.
What'd you do for me this morning?
I waited 10 minutes to get you a couple packs of Pokemon cards.
Couple packs, but he's the one. Now he downplayed that a little. He made it seem like this is my hobby. He got me into this. He wanted me to join the Pokédown.
I could have churched it up and everything, but no, I collect. I just collect a different set, so it was solely for you, because you're my boy.
Thank you.
So we got him. But I don't know if how did you describe the podcast? How it's going to be today?
I already forgot. It is going to be aggressive,
but I'm excited too, because the guest is someone we already had on the show.
We did. And what happened to that episode? It's gone. That episode has since been taken down. So if you guys are Roof Trollz followers, if you go through your list of episodes, you will notice that, is it episode 13?
13.
Is it 13?
I believe it's episode 13.
I think it's 13. And it is not on there anymore. And some of you may be wondering why. Some of you guys may not have even known until right now. But you're going to find out why it's gone. Jessie Vega, who now is with us at Roman's Roofing,
and is our guest.
And unfortunately, he's making his Roof Trollz debut again. The first person ever to appear twice, but only appear once on the Roof Trollz. So unfortunately, for the time being, now that I'm telling you right now, as a Roof Troll host, you have my word that I will put that episode up as soon as I can. That episode will eventually get back up. And it's a great episode. It actually was our third most listened to one, our second most listened to.
No, it's more first.
It was the first?
Number one.
Those bastards. Okay, so this is it was the first most viewed episode that we had. And it was an awesome episode. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on where you look at it, we had to take it down. So without further ado, I know I've gone down a whole rant. Let's let the guest talk now. Jesse, let's hear it, brother.
Yeah. Well, you guys know what happened. I lost my job because of that episode, but I'm okay with it. Like, it is what it is. You know, I did it for you guys. You guys asked me to do it. It's more of a spur of the moment things, and I didn't get approval, and I said some things out there maybe I shouldn't, but again, it is what it is, and I'm happy. You know,
good. We're happy that you're happy. Like I said, you know, you can look at it two of one ways. In our situation, it's one of two ways. Yeah, one of two ways. It's a plus for us because now you're working here, and we couldn't be more excited. Obviously, it's nice to have someone with drive and the experience of, you know, probably amongst anything else. But to talk about that episode and a big reason we wanted you back here to be able to, like, you know, clear the air and all that fun stuff. Like, nothing's really bad on that episode. Like, I went back and listened to it. Like, it's not bad.
No, and honestly, I think it was just the maybe a way to get rid of them. I don't know. I'm a loyal guy. I was with this company 24 years since I was 18 years old, and to just kick me to the curb like that, I took that to heart. I took that, was like, hey, we don't give a fuck about you. I said fuck, and I'm okay with it. If I'm gonna work with somebody, and I'm gonna be loyal to you guys, I'm gonna give you guys everything I got, day in and day out. I expect the same, you know. And when I did get fired, You guys wouldn't believe the calls I got. Come work for me. Come work for me. I picked you guys, of course, because you guys have, one, you guys are my friends. You know, two, it was more of the vision that I see and what I want to do with the rest of my life. And again, I'm a loyal person. I just wanted somewhere to land where I knew where I can grow and I can help you guys build this thing out. Again, I don't knock them fire me. Do you want to fire me? Go ahead and fire me. It is what it is. Like, I'm not worried about that. The money's here to be made. Like, we all know that. We see that. My biggest thing is the loyalty thing. Like, 18 years old, I was with you guys. Just to kick me to the curb? Okay.
Well, I think the part that, it's still like mind-boggling to me, and I think like Elijah and anybody else that obviously knows you personally and knows more a little bit about it is, like you said, 18 years. You've been there since you're 18. I'm sorry, 24 years. You also were promoted.
Yeah.
Pretty recently, and it's not something. Again, I worked there. Obviously, you gave me a shot there, and that's really where our relationship really bloomed after that. But like for people that don't know, like you have to do a lot of like good work.
Oh yeah.
To get put in that position.
Mm-hmm.
And without talking about it again, but like to be put in that position to then just again, like you said, be kicked to the curb. And the part that, because again, we know you personally, and we can edit it out if you want me to say it, but like to not even give you like a severance package, that blows my mind.
Well, for those listening, real quick, so if it seems like we're dancing around the name of the company, if it seems like we're going to dance around a couple names involved in the storyline, it's because we are. There is, when something happens sporadic like it did, obviously a lot of things go into effect at that point in time. So I know that my listeners can put two and two together. So we will not be mentioning names. We will be dancing around some things, but I think the majority of the people do know who Jessie Vega is, and a little bit of research can go a long way in this situation. So it's unfortunate that the Roof Trollz podcast played a contributing factor into the situation that unfolded. But as the two of my colleagues have alluded to, I think that it's going to benefit you far more now, because you're in an industry now where there is no cap on the income. And not only that, but you're with some people that are pursuing a common goal. And I've alluded to multiple times on this platform and on our podcast altogether. There's nothing better or more powerful than 7 or 8 grown men with years of experience aiming toward the same destination. We may have different routes of getting there. We may do different things to achieve our goals, but I feel like for the first time in my career, at least, I'm with people that all have the same end goal in mind. And I just believe that this is going to be, shout out to that company for letting you go, because we came up on that.
Of course, they shout out to him, but again, like I
it's
said,
unfortunate, but I feel bad about it. Because we joked. I've made jokes with you.
Yeah, you made jokes, but this is it.
But I actually do feel guilty, but I want you to know that. We felt so bad when that happened, but kind of shocked too.
Oh, yeah. So look, after I got fired, my ex-boss came and was like, you really need a can. I knew what was coming. I knew a couple of days in advance. I'm not fucking stupid. Like, all right, so he came. I was already packed. I was ready to go. I knew what time it was. I went home, and I was heartbroken a little bit. But then I was like, I was going to do this anyways. It just advanced the timeline for me a year, And when it happened, I'm like, what did I gain from it? Dude, I have so many years of knowledge. They taught me how to run a business, right? Everything I've learned throughout the years, they give me a doctorate in fucking roofing. So why wouldn't I take that and use that at my advantage?
Absolutely.
So it's like, I'm looking at that the positive I took from it. I left so much of it. I learned so much. Do I want to work for the distributor again? I don't know. So that was a part of me too. I don't want to do that. I want to work with somebody that's going to value me and someone that can actually help grow out. And again, we're going to be big. We're going to be national. We're going to be a big dog in the fucking park.
And we saw some of that already, some of that. And just as loyal as you are, or you were to that situation, we hold ourselves to that same standard. So I'm extremely loyal. It's hurt me a lot in this business to be loyal, because I've been loyal with the wrong people multiple times, but I've also been loyal with the right people. So, karma's real, dude. So what goes around comes around. Unfortunately for them, now it's all about business. So if it makes sense, then yeah, we're gonna do what's right by the business now. But if it doesn't make sense, then we won't. Whereas like a lot of what was going on for you in your position was due to you.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they really understand that. And it's unfortunate because they're going to feel the impact of it. I know that for 100% if they haven't already. Hence, the effort has been put toward communication on our end too. So it's wild, man. It's wild. And you were pursued by a lot of people. So like locally, I know a lot of companies. We actually know a lot of companies that had reached out to you. And the only one of us that was fully like, that already knew it was a done deal was our Malice for some reason. He just, he knew already, you know. I had reason to believe that you would be leaning toward us. If we could meet on a common ground, obviously, outside of just pay too. For everybody listening, no, we didn't buy Jessie because honestly, we didn't even pay what some of the companies were worth paying to him. But what we did offer Jessie was the opportunity to grow. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of companies in this area don't have the opportunity to offer somebody right now because they're not growing. A lot of them are stagnant and struggling to grow. And because of some of the risks that we've taken along the way to this point now, I feel like that Roman's Roofing is at a really good spot. And you were just like a good piece to our engine for our train that's going down the track right now.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head, man. It was just the growth. Like, I got offered to the same money. Like, guys were coming at me with some crazy numbers, and it was just the right fit. It was either that or I was going to do my own thing. I love my buddy Mike. You know, been known him for 7 years already. Ever since I met him, he was just a great guy, very down to earth. And again, you worked for me. I've known you for a couple years. We're from the same area. I see nothing for positive from coming here. And again, the other side, I wasn't set up for the corporate world, and I don't think I ever will be. I got tattoos all over my chest, my back. You know, I felt out of place sometimes. I like to go play some J's, you know what I'm saying? Like nice gym shoes, and it wasn't that style that they were doing, you know. And again, I don't know if they were just trying to weed me out, but I do know something. I have a lot of targets, our competitors back in the area, and I'm going to go out there and we're going to get this shit. Like, we are going to grow this business, especially in Northwest Indiana. We're going to do great builds. We're going to do some awesome work. It's going to be phenomenal. I just can't wait.
You know, I mean, a lot came with the signing, and it's nothing but positive iron. But let's talk a little bit about that. You know, you're going to help us grow out in some different avenues that, you know, we're residential. You know, that's what we know. That's what all of us guys know. You know, we only know what we know. I want you to talk about that because you're opening up a whole new thing for us.
Yeah, we're going to get into doing some hardboard, some composite decks. We're going to do some windows. And that's my job to grow, but we're not even growing that. I'm going to wear so many hats here, and I am already, and I love it. I like staying busy.
Oh, yeah.
I grew that. So my last job, they gave me the blank platform, and they're like, here's the keys, here's a credit card, grow the business. I've done it, and I wanted to be better than that, and I wanted to blow that out the water. So I always exceeded my goals, and I always was just turning. I don't have an off switch. That's not me. Like, I've been working since I was 13, 14 years old. I don't have an off switch. I just want to go, go, go. And now on this side, I don't have a cap on money. Like, just last night, and you guys know this, I sold a siding job. Not a big one. Heard this guy talking in the sauna at the gym. Yeah, I need some guy to do my siding. It's just a small one side. I got you. Like, I got a crew. And again, we're not going to make shit off that job. It's just going to give us referrals. And that's all we're doing. But, dude, I just can't wait. Because, again, I'm going after a lot of our competition in the area, and they have no idea. And, again, one of our competitors, I think, was a cause of me getting fired also. A local roofing company, they didn't want to do business with me because I was not their type. Because I didn't shoot fucking ducks or I didn't go hunting. You know, again, I don't have a problem with anybody who does that. Just not my cup of tea. They were like, oh, we don't want to do business with them. We want to do business with somebody else. So my boss came back, and I'm just like, okay, well, hey, they don't want to do business with me because of shit that you guys told me not to do them. So I wasn't selling them metal at that time during COVID. And I didn't have the metal to sell. So my boss is like, at the time, my old boss at the time was like, well, don't sell them metal. You don't have the metal to sell them. So they'd come in and be like, I don't have it. And they looked at me like I was an asshole. I was just doing my job. I was protecting my customers, my loyal customers at the time, to make sure they had what they needed to finish their jobs.
Yeah.
So that company kind of like blackballed me, you know, whatever. And it was just like, I was just doing my job and doing what I was told.
We deal with a lot of them anyway, so I know exactly what you're talking about, reference to. And then when we sit down, I don't know when that company's actual name got brought up, I was really excited to hear it because we share the same animosity toward them as you do, even for that. And it's completely different reasons. they're shady. There's another way for it. If you're going behind somebody and you just, you spend half your day trying to flip a contract. And for those listening, so flipping a contract means that when I'm in engagement already with a homeowner, and they attempt to disrupt that and have them sign paperwork for them instead, it becomes like a whole situation because, there's a lot of things attached to that. We can go down that rabbit hole at a later time, but long story short, I'm all for flipping if it comes naturally. I mean, that's just part of the business, but this company in particular goes out of their way to flip contracts. They, instead of knocking doors, they rather sit in their car, see that you guys are all on the street, wait until you close some deals, and then come back and attempt to do some things. And what makes them so effective as the last year is that normally that tactic wouldn't work at all because you just look like sleazeballs. But unfortunately for us, the hail hit in a specific area that they operate in. So because they're the local company, they've been able to go back behind us and kind of use that to their advantage. And they're creative. I mean, fuck, one of the guys, we have an Aurora, Illinois office. So those listening, so we don't really operate out of it too much. It's just, it's there. And we do some Illinois work, which we're going to ramp up a little bit more this year, but they were taking screenshots of that website for that and then telling them that we were from Illinois and here we go. And then we even had people like, well, don't you want to use somebody local? What are you talking about? We're 20 minutes away. Over, guys, if you say local to me, I think Northwest Indiana, right? I think Dyer, Indiana to LaPorte. That's local. You can get anywhere in Northwest Indiana in about an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going much further than that. That's still local, guys. When I think of non-local, I'm thinking Illinois, Kentucky, Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin. That's what I'm thinking. But apparently in Indiana, local means you have to be from that same town. Otherwise you're a storm chaser, a fly-by-nighter.
Yeah. Well, to add to that, I've seen the contractors in this area. I've sold to a lot of it.
Yeah.
They are a lot of guys out there that are doing unethical shit. And I promise the guys that are doing that, you guys won't be in business too much longer.
Hell no.
Because just a bunch of fucking clowns out there, honestly. And again, I don't want to be in business to do that. I want to be in business to come in and to actually do good work and give that, that warm fuzzy feeling when we're leaving a homeowner's house saying, you know what, that money I spent was worth it. Those guys were great. That company's great. And just, to just build something great. And kind of, and actually build a dynasty.
And it's not shitting on anybody because of the people who know that are listening to us. So it took us a long time. We all did the same thing. All the contractors, they all did the same thing. We would go and we would, we would work within our ramifications, try to bend the rules a little bit to cater toward what we wanted and to make sure that we hit our profit margins that we thought and stuff. So about 2.5 to 3 years ago, it started to, well, why don't we do everything? Because the reason people don't do everything right, by the way, guys, is it's fucking expensive. So we were stuck in that place like, all right, we're torn now. If we're going to do this and we're going to build a culture and we're going to hire people and we're going to put people in like Jessie in their positions that they're going to be in, and we're going to really build this out, then we have to do this the right way. You have to do it the right way. So when you hear us talk like this on the podcast now, or you see the videos where we promote this, or we come out with, hey, watch for these scams or watch for this type of stuff, like that's because we're doing everything right. I would not have the balls to sit here and tell you guys how to do things if I had anything in my backyard. We have taken the time out to do this the right way, which I think infuriates a lot of companies around this area because the one thing they can't say about us is that we cut corners or do something wrong. They can't say that about us. You say whatever you want after that. Elijah's a dickhead, whatever the case may be. Some of those guys are sleazeballs, whatever you want. That's fine. Go with whatever you want. But you can't say that we're doing anything unethically or not by the book. And I think that drives a lot of people nuts. We don't make as high profit margins as some of the companies in here do. That's the truth. I also got 6 owners, but you know what? We got healthy, fed guys that are making salaries, that have 401ks, that have full benefits, and they have vehicles. While you're seeing a lot of us right now, just understand that the reason is because a lot of people can't publicly put their business out there because they're not doing it the right way. You can't make videos if everybody in the area knows that you're not doing things the right way. So they're kind of at a handicap at that point, and we've got the advantage right now. I've seen that clear as day for 2 years straight now, and it just for whatever reason, no one's really kicked it into gear with us. Like there's no marketing. No one's trying to grab any of that. And I have to believe that it's not because they can't afford it, because we know roofers have got money. It's because they're not doing it the right way. So they don't want the attention on them.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong. There's actually good roofing companies out there.
Like great ones. I'll shout them out. XRC, Ianberg, like those guys are. I mean, we can't stand a competition with them. But again, guys, there's no shade here. We recognize who are doing good things and who are not doing good things. But like some of the ones that are doing good things, I got nothing to say about those guys. You know,
Funny, you bring that up. RL, there was a post, someone was saying something about him online, so I messaged in there, hey, I know these guys personally, stand-up guys, but I'm a contractor also, you know, I would just reach out to him. Well, Rich Jr. texted me, man, really appreciate that. And he was like, you know, kind of filled in an older customer, just tried, I've already been out there. I'm like, dude, I again, if anyone gets it, I get it. But he was just like, no, like, just really appreciate it, because like there are good contractors, but the internet's also a huge fucking part. I know we were talking about marketing a little bit, but that was awesome. But Rich, if you end up listening to this, you said you owed me a beer, so.
Angelo loves his beer.
I've been trying to get a beer with those guys for at least the last year and a half. And
Yeah, they're busy, but.
It's so funny just how small the world is. You took us to a Notre Dame game. It was a USC versus Notre Dame. And this is like 2019.
yeah.
Really weird. Kevin, who works for us now, Kevin Hudson, he actually worked for them at the time. Yeah, and we met him. That was the first time I ever met him at a Notre Dame game. And then 2 years later, he's in an interview in our office, you know, working for us. So it's a kind of cool, small industry. But I just remember we all went. That was the only interaction I had with RL, except for they did the roof at my old house on the corner. And dude, they had this crew out there hammering the nails in with a hammer, no nail gun. Took them like 8 days to do the roof. It's the only roof in that subdivision that was not replaced after the April 2020 storm.
All right. So
I'm just saying there might be something to
funny story on that. You know, when I started here, that was one of my biggest accounts. And I'm like, man, you guys handbag everything, huh? And they're like, yeah, nobody else does it. How long does that job take? You go, yeah. You know,
Yes, days, bro.
it's in-house guys. You guys are using subs. And they know what I brought to them. You know, I brought so much, and they can tell you to this day, like, yeah, you know, he helped us so much. He kind of changed the way we're thinking, our philosophy, shit like that. And again, if this industry is very small, I didn't realize that until I been to these shows, the IREs and everything else, and it's like everybody knows everybody. I'm not in this business to shame anybody, to tell anybody how to do their job, any of that. I just want to help people and, you know, other companies, you know, grow, phase out, shit like that. And if we're not doing that, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Honestly, because we're all in the same industry. Like, I'm not here to there's bad guys out there that shouldn't be in roofing at all, that just go out there, take advantage of people, especially the elderly or the people that aren't, you know, hip to certain things. And those people need to be out of the industry. We need to weed those people out and just keep the people that are here doing honest work, making a living. They don't really care about, you know, I'm going to make this certain amount out of this job and watch how much money I make. Yeah. Those people need to be gone, you know, because all they're doing is ruining this industry for us. And it's just a shame.
The business is lucrative enough if you do things the right way.
It is.
Literally, if you do it the right way, you're still making, and there's no shame in our game. We'll talk about it. You're still making 30 to 40% profit margins on these jobs. And that's what very minimal supplementing or anything to do with it.
Like, I think it's like I wish there was more of a collective with, like, again, when we work together, we've talked about it, but more people are kind of getting hip to, like, actually being nice to each other. Like, it's not like lame anymore. But from a company standpoint, yeah, like, there's plenty of roofs. There's plenty of, you know, market for two competitors. That's why, you know, everywhere they build an O'Reilly's, a month later, there's a freaking AutoZone.
Right.
Like, because they know they can drive business that way. So like we said, we shot out the guys, you know, TRC, you know, we grew up with some of those guys. We love that they're doing good.
Yeah, they have a podcast. Yeah, Justin Cooper and Philip Cooper.
And then we got guys on the other side. Yeah, they do it. Yeah. But then we go like people like RL, other guys that we know, like, yeah, dude, we want you guys to be successful. We want you guys to, like, also help us be successful.
Oh man,
just shouting out the guys that, you know, are good to us. We can be good to them. And, you know, when it was that year by myself here, I would text Rich Jr. all the time, like, hey dude, this kind of fucking sucks. And that was the year his dad kind of passed it down to him. And we were kind of going through it together. Like, how the fuck do you actually run a company? It's really hard. Well, they're just good guys, I just mean like that. And that's why we have a good relationship, because you're a good dude. And so.
Yeah, well, honestly, I don't see business as being hard. I think it's just the work you put into it.
Yeah.
And again, we on my first podcast, the processes and procedures, make sure those are in place. Once you have that down to a fucking science, you're good. You can run it. You can go. You're not backstepping. You're not backtracking. You know what you want. And again, we're gonna get there. We're going to get there. And once we do, oh, dude, it's over with. Like, my plan is to grow this thing. Well, I don't know what your guys' plan, but I want to be 60, 70, 80 million. I mean, I want to be nationwide.
Yeah, 100 million. So I said I wanted to do 50 million the first 5 years, but I think it could be done in the first 3 years. And I look at this as year 2. I don't look at this as year, because we completed 1 year. So technically we did the half a year. So 2 years ago, we came in here in June. We talked about this a lot on the podcast, but we did 7 million, which was great. Then we roll into the next year, and then we do 14.5 million, which is also great. So then we come in, and then this year, our goal was 22. Full disclosure, I'm looking 22, 23 is what I would like. That's a realistic growth, in my opinion. Now, if we hit 20, that's great too. I've been battling between 10 and 15 my entire career. I've never been able to get past that. The closest I ever got was 12.5. But I did that with 9 guys, which was fucking awesome. That's the most I've ever done. So I too would like to see, before this last year, obviously we did 14.5, but I too would like to see what 20 looks like. And, it's really encouraging to hear the stories. So, I don't know if you know about this or not like that, but everybody that we've talked to that's broken the 30 and $40 million threshold, every one of them was aiming for 20 to 25. Every one of them. Build Strong, Wagner, Three Kings, they all were aiming between 20 and 25 and somehow fell at 30 or higher. So I believe that year 3, it's not unrealistic to crank into the 30 market. And then year 4 is where I'd like to push to 50. But I'm not opposed. If we get hit with some wild, crazy storms or whatever, we're fully loaded here. We are 100% ready to roll on any storm. And Northwest Indiana, too, if a storm does hit, we are going to have 25 people in that area at all times, ready to emergency tarp, to help aid in anything, removing trees, removing branches, whatever the case may be. Like, we're going to be all hands on deck for it. So we are expecting a huge year, but we're also geared up and ready for that. But I see the growth the same way you do. $100 million, and then in a perfect world, 5 to 6 offices. We'll say Indianapolis, Northwest Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, maybe South Burbs, Illinois, and then who knows where that 6th one is? That could be maybe a new market. Maybe we go to matching state, maybe Minnesota, maybe Wisconsin.
That's my 5 to 10 year. I want us to be 100% fully functioning with all the SOPs, all that shit dialed in, and we have our office here. Expand more of the Aurora office.
We roll middle out, like Midwest, and work our way out. Yeah.
Like that's. I know we all talk about it. We have owners, and shout out to us because we bring people on that we know things that we don't. And that's why I'm like, yeah, dude, we want you. Kind of backtrack a little bit, but that's like another huge thing, and that I love about our company is we're like, yeah, dude, we don't know everything. You're also, humble and all that stuff to be like, I don't know everything either, but we can fucking figure this out. I think all of us want to grow it out. I think this year is, I'm always the pessimist out of the group, but I think 20 million is like legit. But I think we talk about it because we know contractors that do that. But like from a business standpoint, I know you said that, you kind of touched on it a little bit, but like most businesses, like once they hit $3 million, like that's a pretty large business. And I don't think we always remember like how big we are, like all that we're doing. But then once you get to that 10, that's a big gap. People get stuck there.
Tony Flatham dives into the psychology behind it and growing the business. And he said that the hurdles, the first hurdle that you really run into is 8 to 10. The second hurdle is 15. Because once you hit 15, the 15 to 20 mark is so crazy. And then you really don't celebrate anything after 20 until 30. 25 and 27. That's most companies, they stay stuck there. Even when you grow the biggest, like that's very, less of a percent that goes to 10 million is even less at 15, and it's even less at 20. It's even less at 30, So, but we've been part of companies. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people sleep on is the experience is going to outweigh everything else because we've seen it. I worked, and not only did I work, I led a team to $12 million in a $130 million company that was trying to push toward a national market. Now that company failed significantly due to poor choices of leadership. However, I still was the top dog. I had $130 million level. So I saw a lot there. And then to bring that over here where I've hit $10 million multiple times in my career to bring into here. So like, at least I understand what it took to get there, but now it's far more important. Like you said, I've had to read a lot. I've had to dive into educating myself. And then what I realized is that a lot of people are missing the mark on marketing. And that's another way to open up the door. And that's kind of like what we've dove into now, because that's the whole reason we're doing all the marketing, is because we need to get out there and have more opportunities in front of us, not just exclusively door knocking, which I believe that we're the best at in this area. But there's so many more levels to it that we have to evolve into to get to that. And I think we're finally chasing that together.
Yeah, and it's don't be wrong. We're gonna go through our times where we're gonna have hurdles, and we're just like, hey guys, how are we gonna do this? But again, collectively, we can figure it out. Like, I don't have an issue with that, and I don't have an issue with working my ass off until we get it. Like, I don't see anybody in this company that's lazy and that wants to sit back.
Wow.
I think, let's talk about that later. But you know, again, it's everybody want to pass the same goals, and that's the biggest thing here. We have the same vision. We want to end on the same path. You know, nobody here is driving outrageous vehicle. You know, nobody's out here spending money. I don't know, crazy. Come on.
Oh, stop it.
When I
That was a shot at me and
I mean,
Sean's, I would imagine. Yeah.
it's just
It took me 8 years to buy a truck, by the way, guys. It took me 8 years to
Well,
buy a
that's-
truck.
yeah, it's
And I bought a used Ford Raptor. So that's what he's referring to. And our other buddy now, the other rich one, Sean, he's rich. What do you buy? What is that? A TRD Pro? Is that what it is? Yeah, that truck's awesome. My truck's awesome, but his truck's really awesome. But I'll dust his truck. But his truck's so awesome.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have got it too, but you decided to get your wife a bougie vehicle instead.
I got a Jeep.
No,
I like it.
I'm talking about what you got. What'd you get your wife? That car's nice. What is that?
A Volkswagen Atlas.
Oh,
She got she had a BMW. What? Yeah, a BMW. When she graduated.
I just hear foreign, and then I automatically just
I don't remember
money.
It was either an Audi or a BMW.
I'm trying to fit in with Indiana. We got two Fords. I got the Bronco and the Raptor. Yeah. How much is an oil change on that?
A lot less than yours.
No.
Yeah,
You think so?
I know. I know so.
I didn't.
what do you pay for oil change?
$200. Yeah,
I paid
Oh, no.
180, 200 for fine.
Yeah, if yours 160,
I paid 189 or something like that.
that
Yeah.
was 160 where I was at the last time.
That's like you pay for the roads.
No.
That's just what it costs. Yeah, it's
I don't drive mine a lot either. I mean, I drive mine a lot, but only from Valpo to Hobart. Like, I'll go grocery shopping and every once in a while. Like,
I drive my truck every.
but if we go somewhere like Wisconsin Dells, like wherever we go on something like that, we take the Bronco. I did the Raptor this last time because for comfort purposes. Because after you drive in something like that, you don't want to drive in anything else. Like, I had that rental car to get home when we had the whole nightmare coming back from IRE, and they gave me a Nissan. And I'm like, come on, bro. I've eaten sandwiches bigger than this thing. You guys want me to get in here and
I know.
like drive
I
around?
have a rental right now because I drop my truck off. And yeah, it's a Compass, and I'm like, it's so much. It's not bigger, but it just seems smaller. Like, it feels smaller. It's a weird feeling going from.
Yeah, it felt like I was on the ground, like, because it's so low,
What happened coming back from IRE?
bro. All right, so
I caught my flight. I'm sorry.
oh yeah, must have been nice. So we missed the flight. We get pushed off to a 7:30 flight. I'm pumped about it. Like 7:30, that's not that bad. I'm supposed to land in O'Hare at 7:30, but now I'm gonna land in O'Hare at like 10 o'clock. Like, okay, cool, no worries. So she's like, yeah, we'll book you on there. What she doesn't tell us is that there's a 3-hour layover in North Carolina. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, dude. Like, I gotta get home. You know, my daughter and my fiance are going away for the weekend. I left on Monday morning early, so I haven't seen my daughter at this point since Sunday night. And it is Friday. And she's going away for the weekend, so I won't see her again until Sunday night, which puts it on a week. Longest I've ever been. She's almost 9 years old. Longest I've ever been apart from my fiance or my daughter ever in my life. Already at that point on Friday. And I'm still, if I don't get there in time, I'm not going to see them till Sunday. Hands down, the longest I've ever been apart from them. And I haven't seen my dogs in like 6 days. Like, I want to get home. I want to get home. So I'm like, fuck it. Well, I guess we're going to North Carolina. I'm like, Sean, everybody, let's go. No. There's only 2 tickets. Like, okay, well then when's the next one? You know, maybe I stay here for like an hour or 2. I still could get to O'Hare before going to North Carolina, right? So the next one out of there is 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. And I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm going home. Like, I guess I'll go to Carolina. So me and Mike, we jump on a North Carolina flight. Sean decides he's going to stay back. He's going to hang out in San Antonio airport until 3 o'clock. We get on this plane. Bro, the air doesn't work. The air doesn't work on the plane. When I tell you that it was the hottest that I've been in such a long, I mean, bro, everybody. Mike was just wearing his white t-shirt. He took off his hoodie, then he took off his t-shirt, and he's in his white t-shirt. And I have reason to believe that if he could go shirtless, he'd have gone shirtless. Bro, everybody, all the people with suits and ties, they had their ties like down, you know, and it was unbuttoned on the top. Like everybody, dude, was just gasping for air. Also, shout out to the pilot. We landed and we didn't even know we landed. It was the softest I've ever landed in my life. I looked out the window. We were down on the runway. I'm like, when the hell did we get out of the air? Great pilot. No air in there. No air. So I'm like, damn, dude. I get into North Carolina and we're just fucking pouring sweat. Mike's like nauseous. He's like having trouble holding down liquid because he's like gonna throw up. It was so hot. And I was in the bathroom throwing cold water on my face and shit. Like we were cooking. So like, please God, just have air on the flight home. Like just have air. So we get into O'Hare. I finally get back. And I get in O'Hare, I would say about 3:30. We get our bags, everything's smooth. I go out to where you wait for the Uber, which was a fucking hike, dude. Hike all the way from one end of Terminal 2 to the other end of Terminal 2. I go down there, got to order Ubers. I order 9 Ubers. 9. And 4 or 5 of them actually show up to the curbside to verify where I'm going. As soon as I tell them where I'm going, which is Northwest Indiana, Valparaiso, Indiana, as soon as I tell them that, they bail on me. Like, yeah, I get another ride. I'm like, what do you mean? They're all like, well, that's not, we don't make money doing that. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you make money or not. The whole point of Uber was to be fucking convenient. Like, what do you mean I don't make money? I gotta get home. Like, what?
And then you're in North Carolina, right?
No, this is after I was already in North Carolina. I'm in O'Hare. It's 3 o'clock. I'm 3:30 by the time I made it back.
Northwest Indiana? That's fucking...
No, they wouldn't take me there. It was like 9 of them, dude. Just kind of bailing on me. So I sat there for an hour and a half doing this. Now it's approaching 5 o'clock. Fiance and daughter are gone. They're gone on their trip now. So I'm not going to see my daughter for a week. I go down from there and I walk all the way to the other end of Terminal 2, which, by the way, I started at to get a cab. And I know I'm going to pay out the ass on the cab. Like, I know I am because the Uber rides were already at like 90 and 110 and stuff. And they started to surge. So they was going to go like 140s. And I'm like, hell with that, dude. Like, if we're pushing in 150s, I'm renting a car. So I go down to the cab and I'm doing my whole sales spiel. Bro, I got a C note right now. $100 bill for you. You take me home. We turn that meter off. We don't even flip that bitch on. $100 cash. Let's go. Don't care what route you take. Just take me home. Nope. None of them would do it. None of them would do it. And I'm like, well, what are we looking at? 230, 220, 210. I said, fuck you. So I go downstairs to the rent-a-car place. I get there. Here's the best part about this, dude. The rent-a-car place signs me up for everything. I'm ready to go. We found a Mazda. I'm ready to jump in this bitch. I'm going to get home. Finally. Dead tired. Been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm ready to roll.
Hold on. They weren't up since 4 because they would have made their flight. Go ahead.
I was up before. I have the chat to prove that. I'm the one that woke everybody up. I kept texting you guys up.
I was up.
So anyway, I go through this whole spiel. They're about to rent a car to me. What happens? They don't take just a debit card. Got to have a major credit card. What? I don't have a major credit card. So I have to use the company card. So now I got to get yelled at by Daddy, a.k.a. my accountant, Corey Fody. Shout out Corey Fody, by the way. A great accountant. Look him up online. He's awesome. So I call Corey and I'm like, Corey, I got to charge this to the business card. I'm not pulling an Angelo or a Mike. I'm not trying to ring up some totals on them. I'm just letting you know, bro, they're going to refund this after I return this car. I got to get home, dude. I explained the situation. He's like, all right. You know, he wanted to tell me to go fuck off. But he's like, all right, go ahead. So I put it on there. So then the lady goes, well, sir, you have to restart everything at the other end of the line because we already ran everything and you have to re-enter everything. What? So I had to go back. I'm waiting another half hour to get back to the same lady who is smiling when I get to the counter. She's happy that she did that to me. And she's like, well, it's his policy, you know, no hard feelings. No, it's hard feelings. Like, I'm not going to tell you how much I hate you right now, but I do. Like, I do. So I get this car, tiny car, don't care, get out of there, speed out of that place. I'm up. So I go home. I finally make it home at 7:00 at night. I was so tired that I laid down to relax. I let the dogs out. I chugged a bottle of water because I was dead from that flight. And I lay down. I woke up, guys, with my backpack still on and my shoes still on the couch at 7:30 in the morning. I straight slept from 8:00 at night till 7:30 in the morning. And here's the fucked up part of this whole story and the best part. Sean got a 5-hour delay while he was in San Antonio. So he too did not land at O'Hare until like 10:00 at night.
That's all.
Yeah, dude.
So I was dead. I wasn't gonna lie. I felt like shit the whole time we were down in IRA. And I looked at my phone. It's whatever, 3, whatever. And I'm just like, all right. Me and Mike's bugged in the same room. And I'm just like, hey, Mike, you're going to get up? And he's like, yeah, I got up in a minute. And I'm like, I knew they were going to miss their flight.
Well, full disclosure, we were going to miss anyway. I don't know what you had to deal with going in there, but they had like 35 soldiers. And I shout out to American soldiers. I'm never going to throw salt on their game, but we were late. We were late for a flight, and we could have got on there had they not let them all go first. And like, I wasn't going to say anything because like, that's just not a fight I'm willing to go on. But Mike's over there. Whoa, we got a late flight. I'm like, Mike, those are soldiers. He's like, well, but we're not going to get on our flight. I'm like, yeah, they just don't know that we could say anything, Mike. Like, they're defending our country and we're trying to get home to dogs and a daddy-daughter dance. Like, I just don't think it's the same thing. You know, like, they're possibly going to end up going to war here soon. Like, we probably should have let them go. And he's like, well, let me just ask. And then the people were like, they go first. And I'm like, well, hey, Mike, I got to agree with him, brother. Like, we just got to wait. And then, yeah, we got bumped because of that. We should have been there earlier, but they did play a large factor into that as well. But long story short, first time ever in my life, we were not able to get on a flight. We missed it. And serves me right. It put me through hell. And I can guarantee you now that any fear that I already had before, I will be 4 hours early for most of my flights now. So I don't care. Like, I am not going to waste another one.
Going to that one late.
Yeah, I was in bed and
Well, I try not to meet, dude. Nobody ever wants to go the same time I do. Like, if I have a 1:00 in the afternoon flight, I like to be at the airport through security, sitting down in the lounge, having my mimosa by 10:00. I want to be checked in there by 10. For a flight that's 3 hours later, I don't care, dude. I don't want to miss it. And I always had an irrational fear of it, and now it's been like put to, it came true. Like, that's why you don't miss a flight, because they fuck you if you do, because they don't care.
I was on a flight maybe 3 weeks ago where I was running to the gate and I was going to make my flight and they gave my seats away.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, it's pretty fucked
And
up.
they're like, no, yeah, good luck.
Dude,
Your seats
I've
are
seen
gone.
videos like that. I would be on a no-fly list. I'd lose my mind. If I reserved a seat and I'm on a plane and you came on there and told me that you're giving it to somebody else, oh my gosh. You better have like a bunch of stuff ready for me because I'm throwing everything at you. I'm going to be like, for what? If they don't look like me, I'm going to say it's because of the way I look. Like, no matter what, like, I'm everything at that airline, dude. I would be so upset. But you can only be upset at yourself in the situation we went through. But then, like, everything, like, if it could go wrong, it went wrong. And then, of course, I get home and the one dog's been in there for 6 hours. He finds a way to move his cage over to find the rug that's underneath the water dishes that they have there. I got 300 pounds of canine in my house. So these dogs are huge. It moves the cage over there and decides it's going to chew the rug up. So I get to come home to rug just everywhere. And the dog's in his cage, and they're all hungry. And it just, dude, it sucked, man. And then I get home 7:00 at night and Aria's FaceTiming me. I wake up to like 17 calls, but I was out. Like, I literally was, like, dead tired, so it sucked, man. I didn't end up getting... And then they were late coming back, so I didn't even end up seeing my daughter, but for 20 minutes total in a week. That was one of the worst trips ever. However, the experience in Dallas was a little bit better than I anticipated for. The drive to San Antonio sucked. 4 hours in a car. Miserable. But, yeah, you drove the whole time. Yes, that was miserable. But... the podcast that we were able to lock down, like I said, Ryan Stewman, shout out to him and Apex for giving us the hospitality they did, and to his wife Amy and Monaco, his marketing guy, which was awesome. By the way, we asked for the footage. The guy sent over everything we needed, right over to Spark Raw. And then he told us he's going to collab with us, anything we needed. So like that, it was just great people. They got a whole great setup there, and his story was amazing, and I can't wait for that episode. But so we got that out of it. So I can't really like hate on Dallas because I've never been a fan of Dallas. But
Yeah, Cowboys suck.
yeah, and that's what they do. And the fact that we were able to do that, which was pretty cool. So that made Dallas worth it, in my opinion. And then San Antonio was surprising, actually. I ended up liking it. San Antonio was beautiful. People said there was nothing to do out there. I didn't have that experience. We went to this place called Howl at the Moon, and they have one out here too. I guess a lot of places have them, but it was like on a lakefront, man. It was like all these cool lights that were hanging from trees, and they had this water canal. Yeah, the Riverwalk. Yeah, dude, it's beautiful. Yeah. And I just kept thinking of Amanda the whole time. I was, man, dude, she would really appreciate this. Like, this is absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I had a great time, dude. I don't like country music, so that part was unenjoyable for me. But outside of country music, wow, was it cool, dude. Like, it was, and the people were very, very nice. I had some really good coffee. I ended up buying some coffee beans from this place.
Oh, that would have been cool if you got me some.
Yeah. You want some?
I would love some.
I'll give you some. We went to, remember that? It was so weird. It was like everything in San Antonio outside of that Riverwalk is through a food truck. Mm-hmm. So, but it's not like normal food trucks. Like, that's legitimately how people eat out there. Like, business people and everything. They're like, oh, you got to go to these food trucks. So,
and speaking of San Antonio really quick, let's never forget the Alamo.
Jesus Christ. And, Mike made the joke when we were out there, and he was like, yeah, we got to go out there, hype it all up. Then he's like, no, dude, it's stupid. It's just a little building, and I wanted to see it because of Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. Like, that's why I wanted to go there, but we didn't end up going to the Alamo, but I heard it's nothing to look at anyway. So I was like, oh, that's what I heard. But we went to, this coffee place. It was on the side of the road. And it was pretty cool. It was all vegan, so the food sucked. Remember that place we went to in Minnesota too? Like, I'm not against vegan stuff, but you guys stop making food. Nobody wants to eat it. Honestly, like, seriously, outside of vegans, we don't want to eat that food. It's not good. I had a cherry and chocolate muffin, and I'm like, dude, there's no way to make this bad. No, it sucked. It sucked. Tastes like wheatgrass. And then the other place that we ate the donuts from in Minnesota, the coffee's great. It was great. But remember I had that maple glazed donut, and maybe I was wrong in going maple glaze. Let's be honest about that. Like, probably, but I'm old now. So like, I got to try things that I'm going to get into in a couple of years. I know that. So, maple glaze is going to be part of my future. So I got that, and it sucked, dude. It was like, it's just a weird texture. It's weird. You can't get the same flavor. I don't know. America's poisoned my taste buds. So
I don't know. I don't eat vegan. I'm past that point.
Yeah. I like steak too much. I don't want to be, be rude about it, but I've just never had a vegan meal that I've enjoyed yet. I'm sure there are some. I'm not saying everything's bad. Like, I like my vegetables grilled and stuff too, but
that dinner we had down there, I tried to eat my hardest like I wanted to eat. I was so sick though.
Oh, yeah. I had a great time.
If I was better, like, I would order a tomahawk. I would have went in. But dude, I couldn't.
We did go in. Mike got a $900 bottle of wine. We're sitting there with like this badass seafood platter. They had all these Alaskan king crab legs. And the one guy that we're with, he's like, we'll just order more king crab legs. And I'm like, are you sure, dude? And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, what do we want to get, like 3 pounds? I'm like, 3 pounds of crab meat. So he orders it, bro. And they're like splitting these big ass long crab. They just stuffed with crab meat, dipping sauce, everything, these huge prongs. And then I got a filet in honor of you. I told you I would. And the filet was good. I missed my strip steak when I got it, but we had all the other seafood, so I was like, whatever. I had some badass old fashions, and then I had
Sounds so good, man.
I had the lady smoke it for us.
I had a really good one in Michigan. Really fine, good.
I had some good ones in the Cowboy Club that we went to too. But yeah, dude, that's just the move, man. I had one we went and saw the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, which it wasn't as cool as it should have been. I think it's like, they're just trying to make it a restaurant and stuff. They didn't even really care. Nobody was like a fan of the movie. And it's like, they were just like, oh, look at you guys getting hyped over nothing. That's basically what it was.
I feel like they wore props in there.
They need to put some effort into it.
Yeah. Or something.
I had a drink called the Sawyer. It was made after the grandfather in the movie. And it was basically an old fashioned, but they had like a little twist to it. It was like some pineapple and cherry was added to it. It was I think you would have really enjoyed it. It made it really sweet, but still like it still had that like kick. Yeah, I had it with Buffalo Trace. It was really good. In the Cowboy Club, they only serve it with
Whistle pig.
Whistle pig. That's the only kind they make. And at the restaurant too, they only had whistle pig too. Well, the lady was like, "Well, trust me, you want whistle pigs. She's like, I'll pig you whatever you want. But she's like, whistle pig is kind of like where you're at with it. But yeah, I like Buffalo Trace and I like whistle pig now. It used to just be Makers, but
The Woodford Reserve.
we had that too. We had that in Utah. Yeah, that's a good one too. It's like an old fashioned, man. It's just so good.
Yeah.
We need to make another one of these, one of those on here. Remember our podcast last year to end the year? We did, I had my brother on here with, Polis. Yeah. And we did, we made, some old fashions. Yeah. Those are good.
We should do something like that soon, but
You bought the wrong cherries. They sucked.
no. Oh yeah, those are cheap ones.
We put the cherry juice in there and it sucked.
I did say.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I got a 3 o'clock. I got to go meet somebody.
Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Well, it
Well,
was fun, man.
yeah, it was.
Well, I know this won't be the last one, but this will be one of many. I'm gonna.
Oh, dude, we work together now. You'll be on so many of
Yeah, we needed you to be able to tell your side.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't think the story's done. I think this is just the.
Oh, I mean, you could
Well, once this is done, is when the fun begins because we too have something going on that we've been fighting in. People can put 2 and 2 together for a while, and once that's done too, I fully intend to, really get after it too because people need to hear about the awful stories too, not just the good ones. And we've shared a lot of fun ones. Roman's doing this, Roman's doing that. Like we're having a good time. Like the public knows that. Now let's talk about the fuck ups and the things that we endured to put us in the position we're in right now because our minds work the way they do because of all the heartache that we had to go through. So like after the people start to realize, it's like when Eminem came out, everybody always thought he was just like a rage monster, but then Eminem's show came out, he kind of explained why he's in a situation or why he raps the way he does, and then people are like, oh, okay, well, I get it now. His mother was a piece of shit, like, we understand. So like, that's kind of how we are now, like, why do we care so much? Well, let me explain it to you. I've lost this amount of money, since I've been in this, and I've been treated this way and all this stuff, so like, we'll uncover those as the series goes on through Roof Trollz. Yeah, we're out weekly, guys, every Monday, so check us out. And then, we'll see you guys here soon. You better go close that deal. Or you might be talking on another podcast about this company.
What do you want to say? You'll see him on the...
Right? And, see you guys in the next one.